Ladies and gentlemen, as everyone knows, today is the commemoration of D-Day, and we would like to, before we start the ceremony, to hold a 1 minute silence in memory of all the brave men of our country who fought in 2 world wars. I'd like you to hold a minute's silence, please. Asking any Biggar cornets who are not riding or who can get off the horses to come up on the stage to take their place on stage. Thank you. We'd now like to introduce the visitors who have come from various parts of the south of Scotland to be with us today, and we'd also like them to join us on stage if they can find a space, as many as possible please. And they're from Pennycook, Peebles, Innerleithen, Lauder, Curry, Kirkcudbright, Musselburgh, Annan, Lanark, Gala, Sanquhar and Duns. Welcome to everyone. The next principal is Mrs. Catherine Tosh, who is the crowning lady on Saturday. Kathleen lives in Biggar with her husband Jimmy, and they've 4 grown-up children. She spent many years teaching, and her great love was music, and she sang in many, many different places throughout the world. Mrs. Kathleen Tosh. Alyssa, Stevie, and Emma. Our next principal is Mr. Bill Turnbull, who will wish the riders safe out and safe in. Bill and his wife Patricia live at Church Cottage, and Bill was always a man with a great sense of community spirit. He was involved over the years in the Community Council, the Probus Club, the Abbeyfield Society and the Golf Club, and he's now having a well-earned retirement. Mr. Bill Turnbull. And now we have the 2 main people for today's event. Mr. George Moffat, who will be sashed as Cornet. George works at Hillian Farm with his father and brother James, and obviously farming is a 7-day job which does not leave a lot of time for much else. However, I'm told that George's secret passion is acting, and he treads the boards at the Young Farmers concerts. So anyway, public speaking should be no problem to George after all the acting experience. He's been a very good cornet-elect, and I'm sure he'll represent Biggar very well in the coming year. Sandra Yates is the sashing lady, and she and her husband Stan live in the High Street. They have 2 grown-up children and 3 grandchildren. For many years she was active in the playgroup, the Brownies, the Young Women's Group, and she also served on the school board, and she still manages to work full-time. Mr. George Moffat and Mrs. Sandra Yates. And last by no means least is our retiring cornet, Mr. Ewan McAlpine. Ewan's big interest, other than being cornet, is girls. Oh no, sorry. Biggar Rugby Club, which he captained this year to promotion into the Scottish Premiership. A tremendous achievement for Ewan and the team, and an exceptional achievement for a small town like Biggar. Mr. Ewan McAlpine. our Gala week is a success because of their help. And these include the Minister, who had a very fine service this morning, Mr and Mrs Woodside from Boghall Farm, the Warnock family from Eastfield Cooter, the Jackson family from Wolf Clyde, Mr Tom Moffat and his wife from Hill End, Mr Bob Durward and the Black family of Cormiston, Mr and Mrs Simpson. I'd now like to ask Mr Ewan McAlpine to come forward and make his retiral speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as retiring Cornet, can I welcome you all to today's celebrations. This time last year, I had just been installed as Cornet and was looking forward to represent the town for the year. I had just been presented with the Borough Standard, but when I busted my colours at the front of the stage, my ribbon fell off. I wondered this might have put some kind of jinx on my year ahead, but other than the weather during the ride out, I couldn't have wished for. Sorry. I really don't think I could have had much better year. Don't try to show off on a horse. I challenged a young woman to a race at Kelso, but I fell off before I'd even reached full speed. It was very embarrassing. Secondly, well, it is terribly bad manners not to accept any of the many drinks which may be offered from bars or from hip flasks. Passing out in public is also bad manners. And finally, enjoy this year as much as you can, because it will pass quicker than you could ever imagine. I've got to know George well over the last year, and there is no doubt that Biggar could not be represented by a nicer, more hard-working man. I'd also like to thank Ronnie again for his advice and support. And I'd like to congratulate my good friend Stevie on becoming Cornet-elect. I'm very much looking forward to George and Stevie's company this summer, along with all the people who I've met from different towns.
Part of today's ceremony, which is the sashing of the cornet, Mr George Moffat, to be carried out by Mrs Sandra Yates.
Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am very proud to have been chosen as Cornet this year, and I am grateful to the selection committee for this honour. Biggar is a great town, and I will be proud to represent it throughout the year at all other border town festivals, and I am pleased to be able to welcome so many of their principals here today. I would like to thank the Cornets Club and the Gala Week committee for all of their hard work which goes into making Gala Week so special. I would like to thank Sandra for sashing me today and Bill for safe out, safe in. I would particularly like to thank Ewan and Ronnie for their support and advice over the last year, and Ewan for getting us along to all the events. Maybe not always in time, but we always got there. I'd like to wish Stephen all the best for his year as Cornet-elect and hope he enjoys it as much as I did. I would like to thank my family and friends for all their help and support, particularly Mum and Dad, and also the ones sat on top of horses just now, wondering what they've let themselves in for. Thank you to the kind well-wishers for their cards and gifts, and the people of Biggar for your support. I promise to return the standard in 1 year's time, unsullied and unstained. Let the deed show. Thank you.
3 cheers for the cornet. Hip hip. Hey. Hip hip. Hey. Hip hip. Hey. There will now be a presentation of flowers to Mrs Sandra Yates by the Fleming Queen elect Alica Walker. Mr Jimmy Ritchie, the representative of the Community Council, will present the Borough Standard to Mr Cornet George Moffat. We'll now ask Mr Bill Turnbull to bust the colours and wish the riders safe out, safe in.
It's a great pleasure to be here today. Some of you will say at my age it's a great pleasure to be anywhere today. Can I congratulate our new Cornet, George Moffat, also Stevie Ward as Cornet-elect, and our right-hand man, Ewan McAlpine, who will carry on the traditions of Biggar and Gala week and all the traditions associated with that. To Biggar. This reflects enormously on Biggar. It takes our credit all through, not only from the play to 4 p.m. Ceased publication. And one of my ambitions would be to see sponsorship was readily available. We're coming up to refurbishing of the British Legion Hall would be one of the priorities in 2 years' time. Can I wish on their behalf, on behalf of myself, the coming year and thereafter, safe out and safe in. Now asked to bust the colours.
Three cheers for the Borough Standard. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. We'll now have the singing of the Borough Song.
We've held the good borough for 500 years, when Flemings bore jerseys and tenants with spears. Our rights were asserting, and all we hold dear, to safeguard the borough and keep it from fear. From old Bockhall Castle, again and again, the cornets raise standards, the horses and men. So we'll strive forever to keep Biggar grow. Yes, we will make sicker and let the deed show.
That'll be exciting. That's a good job, it's up. Get lost here, Jimmy. Will you stand up, please?
George! George!
Glory high.
then down into Bunbury.
Oh, so doing it.
That didn't work. I have no idea.
So is that him there? Halfway up the middle?
James.
Good in there.
You bet, hesitant there.
Sorry. That's all right. They have to be pretty freaked out to kick them. But if they do,
I got hold of the middle of the hill. As soon as I feel
How come you make sandwiches the flag? Like modern, it's really awfully funny.
You sound fair broad.
Oh, that's
See you later.
Yes.
I don't know, I wondered if they're still here, they're working out, and it was, I can't possibly
Cornet George Moffat escorts the crowning lady, Mrs. Kathleen Dawes. First Lord Michael Allen escorts the Queen-elect Alica Walker and the pages Ross Jackson and Scott Bartholomew, preceded by the champion Scott Noble.
George, what are you doing up here?
As one of the four Marys in the court history of Scotland at that time. Of all the happenings throughout her eventful life, perhaps the most joyful would be that which we on this day remember. The day in the second maid removes the Queen-elect's headdress. The crown bearer takes the crown to the crowning lady. And places the cushion in front of the Queen-elect. The First Lord assists the Queen-elect onto her cushion. The First Lord escorts the crowning lady to the Queen-elect. The crowning ceremony. The crowning lady assists Queen Alica back to her throne. The Fleming Queen song.
Awards Proclamation.
Whereas, on this, the 12th day of June 2004, the occasion of our crowning of the Fleming Queen, we extend our royal greetings to all subjects and all visitors within our gates. Three cheers for the crowning lady of Mrs. Cameron. And will now be held in safekeeping by the winner for 1 year. The Queen now commands the winner, Richard Biggar, to come forward for the presentation. Please do so immediately.
Smile, guys, come on! Gala.
Champion escorts Queen Alica, the pages and maids of honour.
right now. Give him a big welcome there. Come on, a big hand for the first cornet here. There's well, there we go. Yeah, well done. George coming along next. Who's going to get carried out next? Good man, there we go. Cheers to the partners and the partners. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Now it's your turn for the gay gardens. Take your partners to the gay gardens.
What the thinking about? No, you missed it. Stop. Thing. Over the hill. Well, we'll just see slow along.
Watch out.